Hey guys, Wolfman here from ILW, and today we are going over why Nikola Jokic is possibly the greatest center of all time already. I think he's already right there in the GOAT debates. I think he's inching closer and closer to that top spot, and I think a real discussion has come up whether he could be the greatest center already early in his career. So I think we should just jump right into this. This is one of my first videos on the channel, going over some things sports related. So if y'all like that, leave a comment, drop a like, so Justin has me come back here and do more. I'm really excited. I think this could be a new branch on the channel, and I just want to see the love and support from y'all. But Jokic the other night on Christmas dropped a 56 point, 16 rebound, and 15 assist game with 18 points in overtime. And that is historic numbers, never been achieved before. And this discussion I've seen online before, whether Jokic could be the greatest center. But after this game, I think it really solidifies how he could be perceived, especially by older heads, like older fans, because they have trouble seeing a lot of these newer superstars in the basketball court really achieve that level of greatness and get these MVPs, these championships, and stack up. Me being one of them sometimes. I don't think LeBron's the GOAT. That is a hot take for some, especially where I live in the tri-state area up there. A lot of people do love LeBron around that Ohio area. But back to our topic, I'm going to start with some career stats and just go over all these great centers, their stats, their accomplishments, and just see how they stack up to Jokic. So I'm going to go over Jokic first. In the regular season, he averaged 22.1 points, 11 rebounds, and 7.4 assists per game. And then in the playoffs, he averaged 27.4, 12.3 rebounds, and 7.6 assists per game. So you can see his stats and his production elevates in the playoffs. I think that's always good to see. And he hasn't really had the longevity that some of these greats have yet, because he's still only early 30s. He has a lot of time to grow and a couple more chances to win some championships. But I'm going to move into who some others consider the greatest center, Shaquille O'Neal. He averaged 23.7 points, 10.9 rebounds, 2.5 assists, and then also elevating his production in the playoffs with 24.3 points, 11.6 rebounds, and 2.7 assists. And I think this is a great debate here. Just comparing these two, you can see Jokic has the leading assists, and I think this is something that's going to come up a lot when comparing these stats. I'm going to jump right over here to who some consider top 3 or top 5 greatest player ever, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He averaged through 1,560 games, by the way. I think that's a crazy stat for him, having almost 500, 600 games, more than some of these greats. But he averaged 24.6 points, 11.2 rebounds, 3.6 assists, shooting 56 from the field, and 72 from the free throw, which is high for a big man, especially from his time. So I think that those are some good numbers, good comparable numbers. He averaged some good assists. But this isn't just about stats. There's a lot more that meets the eye than career statistical numbers. But Bill Russell, 11 rings. We'll get to all of their accomplishments here in a second. But 15 points, 22.5 rebounds, 4.3 assists, probably averaged a ton of blocks and steals as well. But that was before they counted those statistics, so we couldn't get those on here. Wilt Chamberlain, a career average, which is tied, I'm pretty sure, with Michael Jordan as the highest, for 30.1 points per game, 22.9 rebounds per game. That's crazy. And 4.4 assists. Great numbers from Wilt. One of my personal favorites whenever I got into basketball. Love Wilt Chamberlain. I don't know why. He just kind of seems like a player of your imagination, it seems like, and then there's very little clips or highlights of it, so a lot of it just seems like myth, but then you look and it's real. So but you get to Hakeem Olajuwon, 21.8 points, 11.1 rebounds, 2.5 assists, and then in the playoffs, he raised it all the way up to 26 points, 11.2 rebounds, and 3.2 assists. And then a statistic I thought was cool is he averaged 3.3 blocks in the playoff, highest out of any player of all time. I think that was insane, especially with the runs the amount of runs Hakeem had in the playoffs. But I think now we should move on to their accomplishments. I think Jokic has a fair share of accomplishments that stack up to some of these greats. And he's still young in his career. And he started kind of later in his career to get great. So I think it's looking pretty good for Jokic. But you look, Jokic has acquired 7 All-NBA teams, 7 All-Stars, 3 MVPs. He might be going on a 4th this year. The way he has been playing, it looks undoubtedly he might get his 4th MVP. And then he's got a Finals MVP and a championship. They won in 2023, and I wouldn't say have an amazing case to win this year, but they took the Thunder to 7 games last year. They gave them probably the toughest series that they had to face all year. And I could see him going for that again and trying to push that hard again, especially with the trades they've made, acquiring Cam Johnson. So I think he could be going for another championship as well. And then we get to Shaq. He's a 14-time All-NBA, 3-time All-Defense. He was the Rookie of the Year, dominant rookie season. 4-time champion with 3 Finals MVPs. D-Wade did carry him in one of those. And 1 MVP. He only won 1 MVP in his career, which I don't want to say MVPs are everything, but I do think it is a big deciding factor. And Jokic having 3 more, I think already elevates him on that list. I think if Jokic can pull in a few more NBA rings, more NBA championships, it could definitely solidify his case. And then I'm going to move over here to Kareem. He is a 19-time All-Star. The longevity on that man was diabolical. There's no way he should have been able to do all that. He's been a scoring champ, 6-time NBA championship with 2 Finals MVPs out of those. He was a 6-time MVP. I'm pretty sure leads the league all time in most MVPs. 15-time All-NBA and 11-time All-Defense. Those are some crazy awards to keep up to, but I think if we look at it situational wise, Kareem compared to Jokic hasn't had the talent around him like Kareem has. Kareem was with Magic Johnson for most of those championships. I think 5 of them, if I'm correct. A long time ago, but 5 of those I think. And Jokic hasn't had a player on nearly the level as Magic Johnson, and I think throughout the next years we could even see him maybe going to a team or somebody coming to Denver to help him out and help him acquire more rings in his later years. But Bill Russell, this is really where people think rings mean everything when talking about the GOAT debate, because Bill Russell won 11 of those things. He's a 5-time MVP. It says 4-time rebound champion. That's pretty nice. And 11 All-NBAs to go with that. I'm pretty sure he retired early, only playing 963 games in his career. But those 11 championships, are you kidding me? Like, he ruled the NBA. And he took 5 MVPs from who other people think was the greatest center of that time. Huge debate between Wilt Chamberlain, who had 13 All-Stars. He was the scoring champ 7 times. Only won the NBA championship 2 times, probably due to Bill Russell dominating the league with the Celtics. 4-time MVP, 10-time All-NBA, and 11-time rebound champion. He was insane in that metric. And then we move over to Hakeem Olajuwon, who's the last center I got in this debate, in my opinion. He had a 1 MVP, 2-time champion with the Finals MVP. He won those while Jordan was playing baseball. 12-time All-NBA team. He was a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 12-time All-Star, and a 9-time All-Defense. I think Hakeem Olajuwon is very underrated in these discussions. A lot of people recognize his greatness, especially the older fans that was alive during the 90s to see those runs. But the ones that haven't, I think they really need to go check their ball knowledge from the 90s and see how good Hakeem Olajuwon really was. He was drafted over Michael Jordan for a reason, you know, and he was that good. Nobody ever said that Michael Jordan was or that Hakeem shouldn't have been drafted over him for a reason. So, and then the last thing I'm going to look into is their advanced statistics. I think this is very important and highlights Jokic a lot. These really lean in Jokic's favor. He has a 64 true shooting percentage, which is the highest all time right now, I'm pretty sure, and a 28.8 PER, or I think that might be the highest all time currently. Throughout his whole career, it can adjust because he has a lot more games to play, so it can go up or down. But right now, that's the highest PER of any player all time, and I think that's very important. Shaq had a 26.4 PER and a 59 true shooting percentage. So Jokic is showing to shoot 5% more efficiently, true shooting, and have a higher PER, player efficiency rating. And let me see. I look over at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He had a 24.6 PER. Bill Russell had an 18.9. And then Wilt Chamberlain with the 26.2. So if you compare all these, Jokic has 2 higher PER than all these GOATs. And the win shares he's acquiring is also more than all these players as well. So I just think it looks really good in his favor. And with almost a decade maybe left in his career, possibly, it could shape out to be Jokic looking like one of the greatest centers ever. And I'm here for it. I'm here for history. I'm here for greatness. And hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.